City volunteers from Turkey and Jordan send a New Year greetings to the master via cloud technology. We look at how a mother nurtured the smallest premature baby in Taiwan who was diagnosed with hepatoblastoma. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. On the first day of the Lunar New Year, many people visited the Jing Si Abode. This year, due to the pandemic, city volunteers from other countries are unable to return to Taiwan and celebrate the festive season. Volunteers from Turkey and Jordan send their New Year greetings to the master via cloud technology for the first time.
On the first day of the Lunar New Year, many people will head over to the Jing Si Abode to pay a visit. The people are very happy, as if they are back at their own homes.
I'm very happy. This year I've specially brought my son and daughter-in-law together. A total of 16 people of our family came back to visit the Jing Si Abode.
Arden is my home. Every time I come back here, I always have a sense of peace and calm in my heart. It's just like a restart for me before I head back to Taipei to continue with my work.
Due to the pandemic, volunteers from Turkey and Jordan were unable to head back to Taiwan to celebrate the Lunar New Year. However, through cloud technology, they were able to hold their first ever New Year greetings online.
We vow to be the eyes, hands, and feet of the Master. We take the Master's missions as our own missions. We're going to spread the seeds of kindness in the Middle East, which is devastated by war.
因为实际的因缘，我们安生、安生、安教育、安医疗。
The seeds of love have limitless potential, as they have already spread to various places around the world and have begun to sprout.
把这样的一棵慈济大树呢，可以在那里建立起来，这一份无私的大爱啊，从当地呢都可以发挥无数量的种子，还要呢。 有更多更大的树，都在当地呢培育起来，这都是呢我们大家共同的理念呐。
We all have the same mission to bring more blessings to humanity. Every little seeds of kindness will one day turn into a big tree, providing much shelter to all sentient beings.
On the first day of the Lunar New Year, city volunteers from the U.S. have gathered online to send their warmest wishes to the Master. They also had a special performance to express how much they miss the Master. On the first day of the Lunar New Year, city volunteers from the U.S. send their New Year greetings to the Master through cloud technology.
We have practiced the Master's teachings and will make sure that the Jing Si Dharma will continue passing down to generations to come. We will practice the teachings of selflessness and also learn from great disasters. We'll continue sending love to dark corners of society and elevate all sentient beings from sufferings.
是我到美国，或者是你们回台湾哈，我们真正的彼此应用神通，把握时间，大家祝福新年好。上人，我们愿做您的影子。
Volunteers are vowed to be the Master's shadow, spreading Tzu's love to dark corners all around the world.
因此啊，重重叠叠的因此啊，没有细缝，使大家扩大爱拉长情啊，每一个人。 每一条影子都是真诚的。我们呢，人人要有一个共同的心愿，回馈当地，在当地行菩萨道。
During the auspicious time of the New Year, volunteers have gathered online to send their sincere greetings. By accumulating all the kind thoughts, it is hoped that we can bring more blessings to humanity. Due to the pandemic, the hot pot gathering has been cancelled, but Kaohsiung City volunteers have sent New Year dishes to disadvantaged families. Even though the 5 courses for New Year's Eve are brought to care recipients, the dishes are also created based on the seniors' needs.
Cauliflower, oranges, and bok choy. We use this to bring more variety.
5 courses in a soup dish. These mouth-watering dishes contain great amounts of sincerity.
90-year-old Granny has poor teeth condition, so the tofu is softer and easier for her to chew.
Taking the seniors' issue of swallowing, and some care recipients undergoing throat cancer treatment. The food is mostly liquid.
These dishes, along with 5 other dishes, will be sent to care recipients. We asked them to put it in the fridge and upon New Year's Eve they may heat it up. We hope care recipients may feel the warmth of family during this time of the year.
Many care recipients are patients living in solitary or have few people in their household, so we got them a few dishes and brought it to their doorstep.
Although the hot pot gathering hosted by Tzu Chi is cancelled this year due to the pandemic, Kaohsiung Tzu Chi volunteers went on to prepare dishes for care recipients, hoping that they may have a better year.
Thailand Tima members have been going to remote mountainous regions to serve patients. Free clinic members have built up a friendship through this experience. They hosted a gathering at the end of the year to express gratitude for each other, and delicious food was served.
He cannot eat food. If we can take care of his teeth, then he can eat, and I will feel very happy.
Wu Guoyi has been going to the mountainous regions and nursing homes to attend free clinics. This time, he's using a hoe instead of dental equipment. He's 80 years old and still an important member of free clinics. Tima members have gained much from attending the free clinics.
Attending Tima events allows me to serve others. However, I have gained much from the experience.
If we did not follow doctors to the mountainous regions to serve patients, we would not know that there are many people with mobility issues.
Tima members are holding a gathering at the end of the year to express their gratitude for each other. Volunteers take the initiative to help out.
They will say, "What should I do?" Everyone works as a team and presents their best dishes. I will set up the gathering venue.
Volunteers have prepared stinky tofu hamburgers and rice cakes with dressings.
The vegetarian dressing is made with mushrooms, big mushrooms.
At the gathering, the food is as delicate as those served in banquets. Tima members have felt the love and warmth of the big Tzu Chi family.
In Malaysia, the coronavirus is not taking a turn for the better. As it is the Lunar New Year holiday, many of the Malaysians working in Singapore are not able to head home to spend a holiday with their family. Therefore, Johor Bahru City volunteer in Singapore decided to make some holiday cookies for DaAi family.
Inside the small public housing unit, smells of baked cookies permeate throughout the building as they are making desserts for the Lunar New Year.
I found out one day that my friend from Johor Bahru was sad because he was unable to head home for the holiday. And then I met another friend from Malaysia who was feeling the same way. I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice to make cookies for the city volunteers who have to stay here and can't go home?
Measuring out ingredients, mixing it up into dough, then baking it. Despite being limited in space and equipment, these obstacles are not a challenge to these angels filled with intention.
Basically, it's public housing, so we're faced with a small kitchen, then working on the cookies, which means there can't be too many people. Also, my home is a bit old, so I need to watch the total voltage.
The packaging is also well thought out.
It's a new container that Tzu Chi brother didn't need it anymore, so we thought to use it for our cookies. We have placed a Jing Si Abode inside as well as 2 acacia beans.
No matter if it's borrowing a car or taking the bus, these volunteers travel around the island to deliver the cookies, fresh from the oven, into the hands of DaAi family.
I'm so touched that this foreign land can still receive the love and care of my DaAi family. I'm so moved and grateful at their effort and heart.
I'm in Singapore and am still receiving the care of my DaAi family, on top of which is the Lunar New Year, and I have New Year's cookies to eat. I don't feel so alone anymore.
When I saw their surprised reaction opening the box, it really made an impression. Some were so touched they cried. It was very touching.
With love, these cookies will sure fill the stomachs and hearts of the recipients to last through the Lunar New Year.
In Zhanghua, 11-year-old Huang Jueying was only 420 grams when she was born, making her the smallest premature baby in Taiwan. When she was 2, she was diagnosed with hepatoblastoma. Despite all the challenges, her mother has accompanied her and overcome every obstacle. Let's take a look at her story.
今天真的能看到这样子的表现。
To be able to see her perform today, I'm really touched. I'm so touched that tears are dropping right now. Although her life is very difficult, she's very strong and has the fighting spirit to live.
右脚先，左脚第2次来，5、6、7，5、6、7，走。
I emphasize on the strength of her limbs, including her coordination, balancing, and also muscle endurance. This also includes her self-confidence. She needs to have the courage to express herself.
Due to her illness, her stamina is not as good as other children, but that does not stop her from dancing with confidence, which is truly inspiring.
In the beginning, it was very hard. It was hard for me to lift up my legs and keep my balance.
In the past, she often fell down while walking. Her feet easily got tangled up and then fell. When she was born, her height was around this bottle, and her feet were only as big as a 10 NT coin. Her weight was even less than a bottle of mineral water.
Her life was very fragile as she was a premature baby. Her body was inserted with various tubing, making her as fragile as a clay doll.
The doctor told me that if her condition did not improve, she might go blind. At that time, I cried again as I thought, if she really went blind, how would her future be like?
After enduring challenges of being a premature baby, Huang Jueying was then diagnosed with hepatoblastoma at the age of 2. Her stomach had a tumor, making her tummy as big as a buffalo's. Her mother's heart was once again broken.
My world was a mess back then. I could not accept it. I thought that why would God be so unfair towards me? I felt like God would take my baby away from me once again. I had not done anything wrong in my life. Why would He total both my baby and myself?
Due to the strong side effects of the chemotherapy treatment, her little body has almost lost all energy.
I was lying beside her and seeing her sleeping, and on her pillow, all I could see was fallen hair. I was so heartbroken. I told myself that if she successfully defeated the cancer, I would take her out to do charity work, doing what she would be able to do.
After defeating the cancer, Jueying has been keeping her long hair for a purpose.
I'm keeping my hair so that I can donate it to those who need it. I feel very happy because I'm able to donate my hair to other people.
Her mother has been accompanying her all along, extending the greatness of motherhood. In order for Jueying to have a better education, she spent 2 hours every day just to send her to school.
Her learning ability is much slower than normal children, so for her language understanding, math concepts, some other abstract concepts, and also calculations, it is not that easy for her.
Despite being a slow learner, Jueying has a pure and kind heart. The once premature baby has overcome much challenges, living a healthy and exciting life.
生病的人可以快点好起来，相信自己就可以快点好起来。
In Malaysia, Lucy Sen is very mature for her age. She graduated from Tzu Chi Hobaru Kindergarten and has had 3 years of Tzu Chi's humanitarian lessons. She'll help out with household chores and make toys for herself.
Watering the flower, washing her shoes, or changing the bedsheet, these household chores are easy for 6-year-old Lucy Chen.
你希望跟爸爸一起来种花是吗？为什么你是在自己洗？
因为妈妈太忙了。
Lu is very mature for her age. The 33 stars on the whiteboard given to her by her mother is the affirmation of a job well done.
I'll help my mom with chores and earn stars.
有累积了哦，也有扣掉的咯。
Sometimes she adds to the stars at a time. It gets a substrate. When do we substitute stars? When she buys toys, but that rarely happens. When she does, the stars are taken away.
Though Lu doesn't often buy toys, she will use her imagination and make toys out of recycled items around the house.
是用什么来做的？
是用盖子，还有一点颜色纸，再用个板粘住。
Lu also reminds her mother to remember tasks around the house.
She will often remind me of things I forgot about. I like this drawing. Can you tell what it is? It is a lamp which needs to be charged. Sometimes I will forget to recharge it, and she drew this on the board as a reminder.
The 3 years of immersion in Tzu Chi's humanitarian education has changed Lu.
Normally we celebrate our birthdays, right? But since she is being in Tzu Chi kindergarten, she has learned that it's a day where mothers suffer. So instead, she will serve tea and give us a full bath rather than celebrating her birthday.
In Malaysia, Ling Si has been allergic to meat since he was a child, so he naturally became a vegetarian. In order to make nutritious and balanced vegetarian meals, his mother spent a lot of time on developing vegetarian dishes. The mother and son also encouraged their relatives and friends around them to adopt a vegetarian diet.
brown color 还有青色、白色 pink color。
9 years old Lin Ji can organize colors through smell. He has this talent and has been vegetarian since he was baby.
我是图尼的令小姐，我是我可以让令小娘。今天我们要做乌冬面。
Lin Ji was diagnosed with meat allergy when he was 18 months old. The change from meat to the vegetarian also affected his mother.
动物很可爱。
Animals are so cute. Why did you kill them? I've been a vegetarian for 9 years. I am strong.
强壮啊！
When he was 1.5 years old, I discovered that he didn't eat meat at all, and he was not only not eating but also sensitive. From then on, I started slowly learning why being a vegetarian is good for the health.
慢慢地学习，为什么会吃素？为什么素会对身体好呢？ GJ likes to help others, often doing good deeds with his mother and cultivate empathy heart.
你这么不要用那钱来买大大玩具给自己。
I don't want to use the money to buy toys for myself because I've played with toys and won't use them when I grow up. I'd rather use the money to help others.
My mother said you must. 他们要建很多场来放那些小动物。
They need to build a lot of livestock farms to raise those small animals and then kill them. The space is very small and they should not be locked there. If you kill them, it will be as painful as someone else kills you.
东西，如果你杀它，就是好像人家杀你这样痛。Pray for the sick, pray for 想着那些病人平平安安，祝这个疫情早点过去。
Children are like a piece of pure white paper, growing up in excellent environment, and they can shape their moral character.
用手算。
Can we find clues in the excrement? In Taiwan, a scholar named Nick Sun collects and studies the excrement of pangolins. Because of his studies, more people have got to know pangolins better. Here's our report.
Pulling out the tools, each bottle here contains excrement of pangolins.
Pangolins mainly eat termites and ants, but we do not understand what role it plays in the ecosystem. So if we want to protect the species, we must know what role it plays in the ecosystem.
In simpler words, in order to protect pangolins, scholars must firstly understand their diet. Nick Sung Ching-ming is the pioneer in this field, as he can find clues through observing a pangolin excrement.
After the pangolin eats termites and ants, and because these insects have tough exoskeletons after digestion, the undigested parts, like the heads of ants and termites, will remain. We use these clues to identify the consumed ants.
Understanding an animal's diet from its excrement is hard. and it gets even harder because a pangolin consumes up to 10,000 termites or ants per day. But Nick's son Qingming has a unique experiment.
这我就取一些粪便的样本出来。
Before the experiment starts, the excrement is dissolved in water as it is sprayed by water. When bubbles are formed in water, residues arise. These substances are the objects of observation.
喷水注到水里面，它就会。
When we spray into the water, bubbles are formed, and the bubbles will start to absorb the remains of ants and termites.
没有消化过的蚂蚁跟白蚁的残骸。
As the remains are consumed and washed thoroughly, under the microscope, the exoskeletons of the termites and ants are now clear, but the most important part is the head.
一颗头就代表一只蚂蚁。
One head represents one ant. After we calculate heads, then we may know how many ants were eaten within this 1 gram of excrement, and we will add onto the total amount of excrement afterwards.
是多少，我们就可以去回算。
This method took Nick's son Ming-ching 8 years to develop, as the results show the pangolin's diet of 10,000 ants per day. This includes 4 types of termite and 70 types of ants. He is the person who invented this method, but it actually happened out of the blue.
有一次我们无意之间发现的，就是我们。
One time we found that when we soak the excrement in water, after adding more water, we found that the remains of ants will float, so we thought of increasing the rate of floating.
是不是可以增加它浮出来的几率？
In order to do proper research, Nick's son Qingming picked pangolin excrement on a daily basis, and even chased after pangolins. He even installed a tracker and cameras in the pangolin scales, capturing rare footage of pangolins taking care of their offspring.
通常妈妈都会把
Normally, the mother carries her children on the back of her tail, bringing her children away.
一起离开。
Pangolins are solitary nocturnal animals and often migrate to different dens. In order to track down this species, researchers must act as detectives. But actually in the early era, the mortality rates of pangolins were high in 80%. This is because people did not have a clear understanding about this animal.
它其实是一个蛮
Pangolins are shy and nervous animals, so when many pangolins were sent to our shelter, they refused to eat. We must start from changing their environment and giving them more food variety.
然后再增加一些食物的多样性。
Understanding what pangolins like to eat and do, in the shelter, mortality rates have dropped from 80% to 20%. The success of pangolin restoration in Taiwan is recognized internationally, and this is all thanks to scholars like Nick's son Qingming.
In Suzhou, China, city volunteers have built a friendship with the local store owners. During the Lunar New Year, they deliver spring couplets to the store owners. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.